Hey everybody, this is Chris, the Rockabilly Customs channel. And yeah, I'm dusty as could be. Don't know if you guys see some of that coming off of me, because I've been sanding body filler since I got off work. And well, we're working on the gauge cluster. It's coming along pretty good. So I know when y'all saw it last from the little short video that came out about what I did in part 1 of the radio, and then showed y'all the what's going to be in part 2, the gauge cluster. It was just bare metal. Now let me show you what it looks like after the first sanding, because I'm not filming sanding because that is absolutely boring. You're just taking sandpaper, it's all you're doing. So yeah, well, here we go. Alright, so we got the second coat on. First coat, actually most of it came up really good. Now I know the holes are still janky. I don't care about that, because 1, they're hand cut. 2, those gauges go in perfect, and you do not see no spacing. You don't see that at all because that little chrome lip. So yeah, now the only high points was just right through here. Had some lows and some highs. Knocked the highs down literally right around the corner, or right here at the edge right here. So knocked that down, re-wiped it. So this is still a little tacky. You can technically sand it. It's going to clog up your sandpaper, but I'm going to let it set overnight and do this again tomorrow after I get off work, because I'm going to fine tune it. And basically I'm doing this all by hand. I might be able to take the soft block to that, but I'm basically doing a lot of this by hand because the curves at it. So, and I actually think I'm doing pretty good on it. So it's nice, the gauge fits right in there, and very little spacing over between the wall right here. So yeah, now with the gauges, I've already got these little lights here. Well, it came with some different ones, just generic yellow lights, so they need to go in there more, but I'll do that off camera. But I ordered these LEDs a long time ago. These were super bright LED diodes, and so these are blue. So we're going to make sure those work. Make sure they light the gauge up. So I got my volt gauge, and this is my fuel gauge right here. I need to clean the living daylights out of them, but I am missing some hardware off this one. Not too bad. I got metal here, I can make it. And then I'm missing a bolt or nut for this side, which just go to the parts store and get it. And I'm missing these little tiny ones here. So what I'll do is I'll take this one off, and that would be my donor. I can go and match that up, so I can get the ones with the right threads in that one. And besides that, everything's good. The lights are still being shipped. They should be arriving tomorrow. So the idea is get this gauge done, gauge cluster done, primed, painted, clear coated, gauges in, and wired up, and see if they come on. That's the plan. So yeah, sit back and relax, and I'll come back after this thing's sanded, and I'll film it while we're priming and painting it. Alright everybody, well, got some parts that came in. Got more of the blue light bulbs right here and here. These are the multiple diodes. There's 4 diode LEDs, 2, or actually 5 to them, and they actually go to the bigger gauges. Now for this one, I already got one in there. Got this one. These are supposed to be extremely bright blue lights, so hopefully that'll glow blue. I already got these little LED diodes in here for these gauges. And now the only thing I gotta do is get another plug-in like this plug to go off in there. I can just pick one of those up from the parts store, no problem. Now these right here are 3-wire clips. Okay, they're waterproof and all that. You just pull that tab, these things separate. These are actually gonna be my tail lights. So that's why I have 3 wires going to my tail lights. 1 reverse, turn signal, and brake light. So I gotta label them because there's blue, black, and red. So I'll label them to be probably brake lights red, blue is probably going to be turn signal, and backup's probably going to be black. So therefore, if I need to take them out, I can just unplug them. There you go, and remove them and all that instead of having them permanently soldered in. So just do a little quick connect, basically is what it is. Got 3 of them, even though I don't need 3, I just need 1 or 2 of them. But hey, third one won't be bad. I can probably use it for something else. So yeah, all this came off Amazon, cost me like $24 shipping and everything. So not bad at all. So gauges should be all blue. Let's hope. All right, everybody. Well, after sanding it down, we got it to where I want it to be. So we got the curves on it to match the contour of the dash. We got it sanded in 60 grit, and then we got it sanded in 320. So yeah, my allergies are starting to act up because of the body filler dust, as you could tell. Swept one of it up, but dear Lord, hey, there's my feet print. Yep. So we're good to go now on paint. Now I got to pick up the primer tonight, so it'll be in the morning when it warms up. I'll spray primer over it, flat hot rod black or matte black, then matte clear. Yep, that over it. And then we'll install the gauges, and then we will put it in the car. I'll have to make a run to the parts store to grab the little plastic pieces to go into the dash, so we can run screws up in there and anchor it in there. And then we'll wire the gauges in, and then we'll rob the battery from the Cadillac and put it in and see what it looked like with blue lights. Hopefully it all glows blue with a nice matte looking gauge cluster. So okay, now here's the deal. This was built because there was a gentleman making these for Mavericks out of his own garage. Well, he got out of the business and sold it if someone was buying it. I asked him, I couldn't afford it. Hopefully it went to somebody that was making some parts. I haven't heard nothing about it. So I decided to make my own from pictures that I have seen. So I started out with cardboard many moons ago, and I started building this. I went through 2 different styles, and this one's my favorite one because it sinks back in there. Has a little bit of a hood to it too. So, and down here I'll put Rockabilly Customs and a sticker down here. Just put it on there. So yeah, let's paint it. Alright, everybody, well, we got this thing primered out, and if nobody believes me, this is black primer, flat black primer right there from Rust-Oleum. So yeah, came out really nice. Now we're not done with this yet. We are going to spray it with another black, which I don't know if it'll change it much, but yeah. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit it with some sandpaper. Let's move these crickets. I got to put these crickets in this container in here. I'll do that in just a second. Let's lay them right there. So it's my reptile room. You want to check that out, go to Reptiles and Oddities. So I'm going to hit it with some sandpaper. So hang on. Alright, so we hit it with sandpaper, and I didn't go as light as I wanted. I used 220. But what I did is I used an old Dilla 220, then I wiped it down, and let's hang it up on this hook. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to spray it outside, and yeah, so I need to get the paint. Let's go put it out there. But I hit it with 220 because what it is, as you use sandpaper, the grit starts going away and you get lighter paper. So 220 possibly turned into maybe 500 or something like that. So, and that would have been perfect. So we're going to leave it right there. Let's go get the paint. All right, so what we're doing is I'm using ultra matte black paint. Let that do a few coats of that, and then we'll hit it with matte clear. So There we go. Little trick here with painting, and this kind of goes in the role of painting with a spray gun. You see how it's shiny? It'll flash. As it starts drying, it will flash, and then that's when you can hit it again, because it's still tacky. If you spray too many coats on it as this, you'll run into, that's how you get runs in your paint. So yeah, so being this is straight flat black or matte black, it's going to flash to a matte color. Then we'll hit it again until I get 3 coats. So we're going to flip over quickly to when we clear this thing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, there. Now we just leave it set. I'm going to leave it set easily for an hour or so. And then I'll pick it up, go put it inside the garage. Make sure that it's dried basically to the touch. We'll let it cure, definitely. And then we'll start putting gauges in it. And start wiring it in the car. I gotta go find some hardware. Alright, everybody. Well, we got a couple issues with this thing now, and it's not too bad. They're actually drying right now. So I'm looking at it. I like it. I like the way it looks and everything. But there's a side of me that kind of wants to sticker bomb this thing. You know? Like, let's make it like one of a kind. And maybe put some stickers on it. Or just get something to go on, like a big sticker. And I'll still have the holes cut out, so the gauges will be there. But in between here, you'll see it. But then the back will be all black. Like this will stay like this. This, oh. Let's get it back over here. This will stay like that. Some dust on that. But yeah, this came out beautiful. You do see a few little bumps, like a couple on that, but when you're looking at it like this, you don't see it. It's when you get a light and actually look at it closely. So again, this car might win a few contests, but it's not gonna be no like trailer queen or nothing like that. So I don't mind that. And come on, like I said, I'm thinking about sticker bombing it. So yeah, now let's show you what happened to the other 2 gauges. So pop the rings off, real easy to pop off, didn't damage it or nothing. And I got these over here drying. What it was the glass itself separated and was sunken down to one side, allowing dirt and all that to get in there. So I had to pop it off, carefully take everything out, clean it all, wipe the dust off of it, put it in, and I'm using super glue to hold the glass in there firmly without it shaking around. So, because shaking glass will cause glass to crack. So yeah. Also, we'll find out tonight if these blue LEDs will work good for being behind the light here, this board. If not, well, then we're going to go from these little diodes on over to probably these dudes right here and go buy the clips for them, which I Got a couple. I could just go get some more and drill it out, because it's just plastic housings, and just make it just big enough for the sockets for these just clip in there, because they got these little ears that go in, pop, just like the big ones have. So do that, and yeah. So we'll find that out tonight if that thing glows blue. If not, then yeah, like I said, we're changing it up. But yeah, I don't know. The way I look at it, I think it looks nice black like that. But then at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to keep it one color? Or do I want to sticker bomb it? Alrighty then. What do y'all think? Think it looks good? I know if you look close to it, there's going to be some imperfections. But hey, this is my first time ever making a gauge cluster, and I think it turned out pretty damn good. Now I do gotta fix a little bit right there, but that's no problem. Just there, cover up the gauges, we'll be fine. But they're in. I think it looks good. I mean, wow. I'm actually going to have gauges inside the Maverick. Now, if anybody remembers these Mavericks like this, you're going to know you had two like this. This is the original gauge cluster right here. And you had indicator lights telling you, hey, low oil, low brake fluid, stuff like that. Turn signals. You didn't have an RPM gauge. You had a speedometer gauge, and that was it. And to buy anything from Dakota Digital would cost $700-800, or I think even more. And I didn't want to trust anybody else, so yeah. So, yep. So I went with this one. So, like I said, there was a gentleman on the Maverick forum making them, and he got out of the business. So I decided to go off pictures and make my own. Like I said, is it perfect? No. Is it functional? Yes. Does it look good? Yes, it does. So, does it fit the dash? Yes, it does. So, yeah. Now, I got to get a few more things. Got to get some bolts for the back of it. Let the glue dry, because the glue's not dried on that lens or that lens. It's still a little tacky. So, I'm going to let them set there probably all day and let it just let the glue dry, because what it is that glass is loose in there, and I don't have nothing to pack it with to take up space as a spacer, so I'm just doing it this way. Now I was thinking about sticker bombing the hell out of this thing. There's probably going to be a couple stickers on it, especially like my company or my YouTube channel, Rockabilly Customs, down here. But besides that, that's really going to be it. So I might put some other stickers on it. I don't know. But yeah, but I do want to put stickers underneath my hood. So support Wood Metal Garage. Support 615 Customs. Support Stuff at Cletus. Support Big Block 402. Speedway Motors, where I got my stuff from. Dutchman Axles is what I got my custom axles from. Yeah, support the police force. Rockabilly Customs right there. Me. And of course, one of my favorite bands, Machine Head. Metal Militia upside down. So, if you want your sticker out here, I need to get other stickers from y'all guys. I need to start making my own too. I'm going to order some definitely here after the first year. And I'm going to do some trading, because I want to put YouTube stickers in here. So when I go to car shows, they'll be all stickerfied in here. Like I want to put some on existing metal that you see in here. I am going to try to wire tuck it, even though I'm going to have my pressure lines for my AC. Water lines, I'm going to try to do something with the water line. Now that line right there is just a vacuum line. It's nothing. I just got to order the cap for it. That's gone. And I do got my fuel line, and I got my spark plugs. Everything else, I'm going to try to hide it, so therefore you don't see it. And then also we need to wash this motor. White gets dirty real easy, but yeah. A part of me kind of wants to take it out and just go back with a metal look to it. But hey, if the paint comes off and it does that, sweet. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I think it still looks good once you clean up the white motor. So, yep. Yeah, for instance, like this, you're not going to see it. There's my wiring harness that goes to this thing. That goes to the battery for the everything inside. So it's just going to be kind of what wires I can tuck, I'm going to tuck them all. So yeah, yeah, but that's not on this video. Oh yeah, I also went over here and soldered these on. I just got to tape them up now. So turn signal, brake, ground, and then I'm going to go to a ground on this, and then again, there you go. So therefore they'll be all hooked up. And if you need to disconnect them, you just pop that in there. Now what I do got to go through here is knock this back, weld it back together. Need to add some metal in there and weld it together. I need to trim that off, so therefore I can just put a good piece of metal in there, weld it. Same thing here, because what it is are those. That's what's hiding in here. Oop. Because factory Maverick taillights are not bright, and I just didn't want to put a single bulb in there. I wanted to put that in it because that's motion lights. Alright, well I got my tail lights welded up where I modified them to be kind of straight across instead of that big lump right there. And they're going to sit there because they're hotter than shit right now. They are freaking warm because I just got done welding them. And I found something out. This right here. I don't think it's going to work. So, these tail lights I've had for quite a while. And these are cheap, like $15. 3 wires. Turn signal, brake light, and ground. Or running light. That's it. No brake lights. So, I messed up. Oh well. That's part of having doing your own shit. I mean, like you run into issues like that. So, not too worried. I will get 4 plug wires, which means instead of 3, these will be 4 plugs. These are like only a few dollars, like $7. I ain't worried about that. So all in all, I probably got like 20 bucks tied into it. So I'll just order some new taillights. They're not motion, but have the wave on the turn lights, where it's a sequential wave on taillights. That's it, sequential. Sequential turn signals, bright LED tail lights, running lights, and brake lights. That's it. So, and also I'm going to be turning my markers into, from just running lights, I'm going to turn them into turn signals. So therefore they won't be on all the time. They'll just be on when they're flashing. So that's how, like I said, the side, and then my front marker light that goes right there would be my turn signals. So that anybody on the side of me will see, hey, I'm coming over or whatever, but also up front. So, yeah. And on the gauge cluster, we got the little nick I did cleaned up. So, it's going to sit like that because I still got to get a few things for it before we can hook it up into the car. But basically, the video is going to end here, because this is going to be a non-stop thing. This is not going to be one thing I tackle to another thing to tackle another thing. These are just going to be kind of as I go progress videos with the Maverick. So, got the gauge cluster done. We just got to get some hardware for the gauges. Also, if the smaller gauges, the 2-inch gauges, are not bright enough, we're going to drill those out. Instead of having those little diode LEDs, single LED diodes, we'll up it to, like I said, with these. A lot brighter ones, because I want to be able to see the gauge. I don't want to be dimly lit. So, yeah. And again, these things came from Speedway Motors. Right there, Speedway Motors. So, I don't have a problem with Speedway. I actually like it. I'm going to be ordering more stuff. I'm buying another harness for the S10, because I love this harness. Like, look at this. Full detailed, everything like that. Also, every 6 to 1 foot space on the wire, it tells you where it goes. So that's awesome. And if you have a GM, it has a GM plug on it for your ignition system. So, and also additional wires, so you don't have to run aftermarket wires. You can just run this in there and have it connected to the fuse block. So, and turn on by the ignition for like amps to whatever extra you want to run in this thing. Also, what I like about the 22 circuit one, they have a wire for your CB radio already on this thing that runs to your radio. So you have your radio, and then you have because it's already connected for radio, heater, AC feed, but also there is one that goes to, yeah, see right there, CB radio, AC and heater, radio, and clock. That's what's awesome. So you can run a CB in this thing, and that's what's going in it. The classic Cobra 22 or 29 Bluetooth, which gets sitting down on the floor. So, okay, well, that's going to be it. I got a massive freaking headache. It is Christmas Eve. I'm going in. I'm going to get bathed. I'm going to get cleaned up and all that, because one, I stink. I probably smell like barbecued human because welding, especially in shorts and no shoes. Not the greatest idea, but at least I had my helmet on, so therefore. Now, later on, I am going to be getting a jacket and gloves. I found a company online that sells hobby style welding, since I'm not doing it professionally every day. It's only going to be when I need to. So, yeah. I don't need the top of the line $100 jackets. I found one for $39 that does great, and it'll last for a while, good while, because I don't weld every day. So yeah, so in the next video we're going to get these tail lights done. We're going to get that gauge cluster hooked in and wired up. We got the tray. Oh yeah, catch this before we let you go. I got my tray glued together. This is the first step. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to glue it from underneath the JB weld or plastic weld, and then we're going to put a piece of plastic in here. We're going to put little rivets in here, ones you can't see. So, because the radio literally fits right here, you're not going to see this spot. So, and then we're going to put an overlay of plastic over here to cover up these holes that I've drilled in the past for indicator lights and toggle switches and stuff like that. Also, if anybody out there that has one of these for a Maverick marker light, please let me know, because you see why. I am thinking about if someone can 3D print me one of these things. That would be awesome. And heck, who knows, if you could 3D print me one of these, I might see if you could 3D print the other four. So, and I would send you these I think they're the same for the front and back. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking these are the same for the front and back, but I'll send you one for the front and one for the back, because this goes to the front, these are going to the back. So, and I think there's a little bit of difference in them, as you can tell. That one's a little different right there. So, if anybody could 3D print me one of these things, I would send you these for you to go off of and 3D print them if y'all wanted to. So, yeah, I need to get a 3D printer so I can 3D print a lot of parts in this thing. But, yep. So, when we come back to the next video, we might have the headliner done. We might get the windshield in. We might get the rear windshield in and get it tinted and then installed. We might get that center console going. We might have we'll definitely have the gauge cluster in and wired up. You might see something else here. I don't know. It depends on what I can and can't do. Who knows? Money might just fall on my lap here in a minute. Who knows? We'll get these wires all hooked up. So, yeah. And this is the kind of stuff I'm using, nylon wire loom to protect my wires. Also, it's blue and black. It matches to the car. So, okay. With that, like I said, I'm going in. I got a headache. I already took pain medicine. I'm going to get cleaned up, take the trash out. It's Christmas Eve. My family's coming over. We're going to celebrate Christmas. So, hopefully y'all have hopefully y'all had a great Christmas, and hopefully everybody was safe. And I know there's some BS with the FBI taking in 4 people that were trying to do something really with explosives. Thank God they caught them, and hopefully everybody should stay safe out there. Hopefully nothing happens, especially during New Year's Eve, because that's when that was planned on to happen. It was New Year's on the countdown. So they got them. Hopefully nobody else out there is wanting to harm anybody out there. So we need to stop this. But yep, like I said, stay safe out there, and I will catch you on the next one. Subscribe, hit those notification bells, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.